Well, hello there, you beautiful, beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. I hope you are all well. This is video 2 of 2 on this thirsty Thursday. You're looking absolutely amazing. I hope you're having a good week so far. I'm going to get straight into the meat and potatoes because the purpose of this video is by the end of it, you should be absolutely convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that the 30-6 round that we are being told was the killing round that struck Charlie Kirk in the front of the neck, destroyed the carotid artery, somehow then hit the spine, if the reports are true, and then went down and dislodged in or lodged into a vertebrae in the neck. This is what we're being told. By the end of this, you'll know that that's absolutely impossible. But what you will also learn is that the round was fired. It was fired. And what you heard was the round being fired, which is obviously going to throw us all for a bit of a loop, because we then have to look down the realms of, did Tyler Robinson fire the shot but didn't actually kill Charlie? And is Tyler Robinson even aware of this? Is he even aware? Does he actually think that he's the killer, but he's not the killer? Or was something else happening here? And does this prove, in fact, that Charlie was shot from much closer? Because I'm going to show you a video. We're going to talk on some things on that in a second. But what we first of all have to understand is Tyler Robinson on the 30th of October is going to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty. He might plead guilty and he might get executed for this crime. That's the truth of it. And, you know, we're in a position where a lot of people who know this weapon, know this bullet, if you like, that doesn't appear to be right. What's being said doesn't seem to be being right. But what do they need to convict Tyler Robinson? Well, first of all, they'd need to know that the weapon was his, which we know the weapon's his. We've been told the weapon's his. Nobody's disputing that the weapon's his. We've got text message exchange that talks about it, whether we believe that or not. But from a public perspective, we've been told it's his. Candace Owens has also seemingly claimed that she has spoken to somebody who knows that the weapon that you're seeing is his. So there's no dispute the weapon was his. There seems to be some confusing dispute that they're saying that he'd never been on campus, but that's seemingly by and by. Have they got DNA from Tyler Robinson at the scene? And do you trust it? Do you trust the DNA? Which we're back into those realms again. But that gun is going to have Tyler Robinson's DNA on it. The towel, it's got Tyler Robinson's DNA on it, apparently. DNA was found matching Tyler Robinson's on the bullet casings. So seemingly we have a golden goose here, where we have bullet casings with his DNA, a gun with his DNA. The gun was his. And what we're going to learn later in this video is that a 30-6 round was fired. But the issue is, it doesn't appear that it was that round that struck Charlie, unless we go down the route of miracle, which that's what we are being told is why you have to accept that despite what everything tells you, what every single thing tells you in your bones, if you're a professional, if you've been using this round for years, you grew up using it, you've been out hunting using it, what you must understand is why this bullet on this particular day in this particular situation didn't behave in the manner that you have watched it do for years is purely because of a miracle. But in order to convict him, he's either got to say, I did it, which will be enough. Him just admitting to it will be enough. We saw the same thing happen in the Idaho 4 case, whether you believe Brian Koberg is guilty or innocent. The fact he said he did it was enough. And in this situation, Maybe there will be a plea deal where he pleads guilty to doing the crime to avoid the death penalty. Will you believe it? Because if they've got all this DNA, surely it's got to be him, right? The only fucking question is, why didn't the bullet behave how it was supposed to behave? And that's just a miracle. But first of all, let's look. How do we know that it was actually a miracle? Well, in order to know that it's a miracle, we have to go over to here. This is Cameron Vance. And Cameron Vance, in this video, he tests pretty much everything. Every single theory that's come out. From the mic, the exploding mic, he tests it. So if you haven't watched this video, the link to this video will be in the description of this video. And I would suggest go and watch it, because it does debunk a few of the theories. Again, he even does the exploding mic theory, which we kind of knew. I'd done a video the other day and shown, from a trajectory situation, it was impossible. It would have gone past his fucking neck, but a projectile isn't going to turn in the air and reroute itself, and it's going to damage the fucking shirt, which he proves here. But what you're going to see here is he shoots this round, and you're going to see the devastation that it causes. But what we are going to look at here is something else after that, which is going to prove that the weapon was fired. Now, where it was fired, what direction it was fired, now that's the biggest mystery of all. Because we're going to simultaneously prove that it was fired, but it didn't go where we was told it went. Here we go. Check this out.
In flesh, although as you're about to see, the 30-06 is going to leave a massive hole. I think there's a definite exit wound here.
There you go. That's all you need to see of that, innit? Which we'll come back to the audio in a second, why it's important to understand what's going on here. But I think that unless you're blind, you can appreciate that round is not the round that hit Charlie Kirk. It isn't. It just isn't. Does someone want to argue with that? Does someone want to go into the comments and actually explain what went wrong here? Why are we going down the route of believing miracles? Has religion now been turned to be a weapon for evil people? Do you believe in miracles? The miracles of the resurrection. Now we've got the miracle of the 30-06 bullet that doesn't do what it's supposed to do because Charlie Kirk has Wolverine bones. But look, the gun was fired. And we're going to prove that too. Listen to this. No, we don't want that one. We want this one here. Listen to this.
If we listen to the pistol, it sounds like a single shot. Now let's listen to the actual shot again from the near microphone. I'm definitely hearing a sonic boom followed by the crack of the gun. If we look at the waveform from the 30-06, the rifle round, it's even more pronounced. Remember, this is a 30-06 at 150 yards. You're going to hear one immediately followed by the other. We'll play it with some background noise as well. Original shot, our shot. My dilemma here is it sounds like a 30-06, but the wound doesn't look like it was made by a 30-06. I'm presenting this to you. You can draw your own conclusions.
There you go. So, in what scenario would we see a 30-06 round being fired, but the wound not matching? What happens there? And there is only so many scenarios, and that is that Tyler Robinson adapted his own bullet. He adapted the bullet himself to be weaker, to not react the way that it would normally react. But then you think to yourself, why would you do that? If he was doing something in order to kill someone, to kill Charlie Kirk, why would he adapt the bullet? Why would he do that? Why wouldn't he just buy a hunting round, 30-06 round, hunting round, put it straight in that rifle and shoot him? Maximum devastation, definitely going to kill him, because he knows that if he shoots him with his weapon, it's going to take his fucking head clean off. He's going to fucking be dead, isn't he? And he's shooting from an elevation, so once you start manipulating the bullet, you're then going to fuck things up. And potentially you could end up shooting someone in the crowd, because you're talking about this lad, this young lad, sits on a fucking roof, and he's shooting over the heads of people, close by the way, because you got to think from a height perspective, coming down across the top of everyone and going into Charlie's neck underneath a canopy. That's a fucking shot, mate. That is a shot. And he's got to miss everyone and hit him in the neck. Why would you start manipulating and playing with your bullets unless he was a fucking specialist at doing so? And have we got any evidence to suggest that this was a young lad who could do that? He could do that, and was he testing them from elevation and practicing? How the fuck did he even know where Charlie Kirk was going to set up that day? How did he know that? How did he know where Charlie Kirk was going to set up and that fucking roof was going to give him the vantage point that it was going to give him? There's a lot of fucking things that had to happen that day. He could have got up on that roof and thought, fuck, I can't even fucking see him. Can't even get to him. I'm going to have to fucking go over there. But it just so happens that he managed to get up on a roof, get into the prone position with this weapon, and managed to shoot Charlie Kirk at the exact fucking exact time that he was asked the question that he was asked. And literally the second he gives the answer to that question, he's fucking executed. Do people understand how many things had to fall perfectly into place for that to happen in that fashion? So I ask you again, it seems obvious that that gun was fired, which is going to put the DNA from Tyler Robinson on that gun. It's going to put him at the area, because I kind of think that it's him and it's his gun and he was there and he fired the gun. They're going to have tested him. Or you would think after arresting him, they'd test him for gunshot residue and a match and everything. They're going to need all this forensics if this goes to trial, unless everybody in the fucking court is in on it. Do you know what I mean? So if he fired the gun, where did he fire it? And why didn't the bullet do what it was supposed to do? Let me know down below in the comments. Love you all, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Mwah.